Hello everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. If you're watching on YouTube and you enjoyed the show, please do like and subscribe, it will help us to grow. If you're listening on a podcast app, please rate, comment and follow. If you're a Nintendo fan and you know other Nintendo fans who don't know the show, let them know, we'll be very grateful. I'm your host, George Banks, and I'm joined this week by my ever-faithful resident guests, John Cartwright and Josh Goldie. Josh, hello!
Hello.
Hello. We're recording the show without being able to see Josh. You'll be seeing Josh during this show, but he could be doing anything right now. I don't know what he's doing.
True.
Josh, you said you had something you wanted to present to the class this week. We can't see it.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to describe it in great depth.
You can't. Yes, you can't see it, but the people at home will be able to see it. So I was going through.
Can we just do fake reactions right now, John? So so Josh has just lifted it up.
If you want. Yeah.
Oh my. Crazy. If it's something really rubbish now, Josh, I'm going to be livid because we're going to look like fools.
I think
John is still committing the face. Even though it doesn't
I think you'll both like it. There's a reason I brought it up. Because I was going through stuff at my parents to bring over, and I brought over stuff like my PS2 and my Dreamcast and all things like that. And then we were going through a book that I'd gotten for like 100 yen in Japan.
Okay.
That's essentially a guide on how to use Flipnote Studio 3D.
That's pretty cool.
And the guide has a bunch of like example drawings that feature loads of Nintendo series in them. So there's a lot of like typical ones like Mario. So there's one of Bowser Jr. hitting a baseball into a window, and then it like zooms in on his face when he looks guilty.
Mario and Luigi kissing.
Yes.
There's one of a Koopa Trooper. Like he's walking, it starts to rain, and lightning strikes, and you see the bones, but then you realise that it just struck a dry bones, and the Koopa's behind him, like, what just happened?
Excellent.
Cute.
Sort of thing. There's a guy where a Mii puts his hand into his pocket and then realises there's a hole in his pocket, and then all the colours invert as he realises he's lost his wallet, kind of thing.
Do Mii's have pockets?
That's weird. Yeah,
Guess they do. Yeah.
not being able to see this, I'm finding that weirdly unsettling, and I don't know why.
Yes.
But
the ones that I think are the four that I think are most relevant for us is there's one for the frog for whom the bell tolls, where it's just the froggy prince walking towards the camera, and then it cuts to behind him as he walks off into the sunset.
Okay.
There's one of Sukapon from Joy Mech Fight, who is just vibing on a bench.
Incredible, right?
And then the one is a Chibi Robo, where I think it's meant to be from the dad's point of view. He's typing on a laptop, and then Chibi Robo's hands come in from the frame, and he looks up and you see Chibi Robo and Jenny.
I'm so cross that Nintendo have openly acknowledged these in this, and yet continue not to make games for these people. What are you doing?
But here's the one that I decided I saw, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to show this. There's actual, honest to God, Mole Mania representation in this.
Mole Mania?
Yeah. There's two. Back. One of whatever the kangaroo is called, just on the floor having been knocked out.
It's called Kangaskhan. I can't remember. Don't know. Can't remember.
Ricky the kangaroo.
Ricky.
And then there's one of Jinbei being punched in the face.
By the kangaroo?
That's just all it is. It's just Jinbei.
Is it by the kangaroo?
It's just by like a white fist.
By a human.
It's just somebody who doesn't like Jinbei. Smack!
Yeah, there's just Jinbei punched in the face.
I always get stick from you guys because every time anybody on BlueSky brings up like, hey, what Game Boy game should I play? I just basically, not even context, I just go, Mole Mania in a message, and that's all I put. But surely you don't disagree with me. Surely you don't disagree with that. It's an essential Game Boy title.
It is a very good Game Boy title, and I was upset to realise that Nintendo hasn't put it on Game Boy Classics yet.
So annoying.
That's right, because they're cowards. They're little cowardly cats.
I think they know if they've already done Donkey Kong, and if they do Mole Mania, then there's no point to have Game Boy anymore.
It's true.
Like, there's no point to add anymore.
It's true.
Because that will have hit the peak. So they're
holding on. That's just how things work, though, isn't it?
End.
You can't always have luxury, because then you won't appreciate luxury. You've got to have a little bit of slop
a little bit of rubbish.
Yes.
Really a little bit of Jelly Boy, or whatever the hell that was called. This is making my heart warm and fuzzy hearing the Mole Mania love. But just before we started recording, by the way, as well, I'm only saying this because we can't see Josh. John and I were doing our best Grinch faces. I don't know why. I think I was just doing it for funsies. And John thinks I can do a pretty good Grinch.
Yours is good.
Hang on. So, Josh, you'll be able to see me. So I'm going to, hang on.
Yeah. Oh, that is a pretty good Jim Carrey Grinch.
Pretty good with that. So, Josh, I want you to now do your best Grinch face. And John, I want you to react and comment on his face, even though you can't see it.
Hold on.
He's not even doing it.
I'll let you know when I've done
just reacting, fully reacting to nothing. Go on, Josh.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Go on, John. Oh my God! Wow. Put mine to shame. Can you, John? Can you weep? Can you physically weep?
I can try. It might take a little while. But I can,
it's getting hard to hold.
My eyes are getting watery.
I think my eyes are weeping trying to keep that face going.
It's getting pretty close. They're getting a bit red.
I just want to hold this. Sorry, Josh, just hold it for a little minute more.
Just until a tear rolls down.
I want a genuine tear, John. Come on, squeeze out a bad boy.
I can't. There's too much joy.
There's too much.
You can see that there is a little bit of, it's gone a bit.
There's a touch. I think it's just.
It's gone a little bit weepy.
Oh, there is. There's a genuine tear. Hooray! Do you know what we were going to talk?
My face morphed into something else entirely during that whole thing.
I cannot wait to put this edit together where I'll actually see what on earth is happening for the entire start of this discussion.
It's just him going
me doing the Joey pose from Friends.
Josh is just holding up a massive sign that says "You, George and John." No flip, no thing,
weeping,
just everything.
Oh.
We were going to talk about the Pokemon Direct in this opening segment, but do you know what? We're going to do it later because we've played a little game. We played a little Grinch game. We played a little crying game, but we're going to play another little game right now. Yes, our eyes are dry, and it's time for the NintenDormant Quickfire quiz. 2 rounds, fastest finger first, followed by play or pass for double points. And as always, John and Josh, or as they're known this week, Flip Josh Studio 3D, excellent, and John DS Dash System. We'll pick their buzzers. John, Josh, what buzzers would you like this week? I was singing the Duck Hunt jingle when you collect the ducks earlier. Does anybody fancy some Duck Hunt, or do we want something different? What do we want?
Can I have a clip from Pokemon the movie I Choose You?
Yeah.
Can I have the clip of Pikachu talking in English?
I beg your pardon? Does that happen?
That does happen,
I fully don't remember this. Are we talking about the original movie?
No, it's not the original movie, no.
It's the first one in the alternate universe remake movie universe.
Yeah. What? Okay.
So to spoil it,
yeah, okay.
there's a part where I think Ash is dying, or Pikachu's one of them is dying,
sure, yeah.
and Pikachu's he goes, "Oh, Pikachu, why do you never stay inside your Pokeball?" And Pikachu says, "It's because I always want to be with you."
What?
Should have said "I choose you" instead.
Oh no, I don't know how I feel about that.
I saw it in cinemas, and there was everyone seated just sort of did this simultaneous exhale. It wasn't loud and vocal, but you could feel the energy of what?
No.
I didn't even know they showed this film in cinema.
They did, yeah.
We were doing we all met up for our first ever in-person live record the other week, and we were all doing our thick New York accent detective Pikachus, which would have been much better here, surely as well. Just be like, or no, do you know what? Cockney Pikachu. Just be like, can't be bothered, mate. It would just be so just to fully break the tension and any immersion. I don't want to. Don't like the ball. Get over it, and then just let Ash perish. Okay, Pikachu. You want us to inflict Pikachu speaking English on all the people?
It doesn't have to be the entire phrase, but at least a couple of words. Yeah,
I'm sure I can find that. Josh, what would you like for your buzzer this week?
So, I want the same thing as John.
Oh, but it's so confusing. Why?
But I want it said in the Pikachu language. So just Pika Pika Pika.
Right, okay.
How's he going to source that?
Do this. You are fully aware that
I'm sure Pikachu probably just said it at some point in the original anime, and we just didn't understand because it was
true.
Basically,
he just wants some Pika
Basically, I'm going to pull the first Pika Pika I find off the internet, and that's it. I'm not going to worry about any other context.
Does he say Pika when he cries over Ash in the first film?
I think there's a P.
Yeah,
I can do that. That's sad enough.
We'll do it. I'll make it work. We'll source for anyone that speaks fluent Pikachu. We'll source the original clip. Okay, we have our buzzers. Good. So please, fingers on buzzers. Flip Josh Studio and John DS. Question 1. Here we go. In Pokemon Dash, players control Pikachu racing through various environments. But what is used to control the direction he's travelling in? It's John DS.
I always want
the stylus.
Yeah, it's the stylus. Yeah, sweeping it along to bust him along, and then you're changing his direction with the stylus. Doesn't feel like a great system. We'll touch on it.
It's an early DS title. It's got to use the touch screen in some way.
Legally obligated to use it. Yeah, we're going to talk way more about the game, but I've been watching a few videos of people playing online, just people basically going like this the whole time with a stylus.
Yeah.
Which,
it's not nice for your screen.
No, just absolutely battering it. Question 2. 1 point to John. Question 2. After the training mode, players can compete in cups. But how many cups are there in the game? I did have multiple choice just in case.
It's because...
No, let's take a little stab.
Punt, John. What are we going with?
Yeah, take a little punt. 6.
It's not 6. Josh, do you know?
Is it 4?
Incredibly, it's 5.
It's 5.
Yes. And do you want to know the
Why would there be 5 cups?
Do you want to know the incredible names of the cups as well? Do you remember them?
Yeah. No.
There's the green cup, the white cup, the blue cup, the yellow cup, and the red cup. The memorable cup names.
Why is there a white cup mixed in here?
I don't know.
There wasn't
this
a Pokemon
was way before
White
Pokemon Black and
White.
Yeah. Just green, blue, yellow, red. Maybe they just couldn't think of what else to do. Oh, we'll just
silver, gold,
gold and silver.
I didn't want it, just a white cup. And they all have 5 courses of sort of lovely, generic, bland racetracks.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, just name them any. The electric track. Maybe that would be too confusing.
Yeah, fire cup, electric cup, grass cup. That would have worked much nicer.
Just makes much more sense. And theme the courses. There's so much wrong with this game.
Yeah.
There's so much they could have done. We're going to get onto it. Question 3. Fingers on buzzers, please. Here we go. Pokemon Dash sees Pikachu travel on the ground, but also in the air by using what? Flip Josh Studio.
It's a hot air balloon. You run onto the hot air balloon and then it lifts up into the sky.
Yes, I will give it to you. There is a hot air balloon with Pikachu, but technically I think he's hoisted. But you then you kind of go up to it, but then you're kind of floating with 2 balloons. And if you watch footage, it's very funny because there is a red and blue balloon behind Pikachu, and it just looks like he has very ample buttocks when he's floating through the air. They're really placed right on their buttocks, Chew.
Right. Okay.
So
where did Balloon Pikachu originate? Was it Snap or somewhere else?
It's the start of
it
Yellow,
was
right?
Yellow. Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It was the start of Yellow.
Yeah, Surfing Pikachu and Flying Pikachu.
That's right. And then they both appeared in Snap again.
Yeah, they both appeared in Snap, and then they both got Pokemon trading cards. I actually don't know which order it is that they came first, actually. But I assume it's Yellow.
Well, you can
first.
surf. Obviously, you can surf with Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow, right? Because you can get a surfing Pikachu from Pokemon Stadium. I think if you connect it with the thingy pack, the transfer pack. Something's telling me that there's
yes.
I think you unlock surfing Pikachu if you have a transfer pack in Pokemon Yellow. Is John fact checking?
I am fact checking this.
I'm checking this as well.
There's something in the back of my brain telling me surfing Pikachu appears on Pokemon Stadium for the N64.
Yeah. I'm not finding any.
It does. Yeah. So surf can be taught to Pikachu in Pokemon Stadium.
There you go.
And he uses a surfboard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if that's how you get him in the main series, but Pokemon Yellow is the Surfing Pikachu is in a mini game in Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. I don't know why. There's something. It's all.
Yeah. So this can only be activated in the original editions of the games by transferring a Surfing Pikachu from other games.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Yeah. But then they changed it in the Virtual Console version so that the player's partner Pikachu can just learn it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you
So
ever
only
give
the player's
Pikachu
partner
surf?
Pikachu is
How would
required.
And also, why would you give Pikachu surf? It's
I don't know.
terrible. Terrible. I mean, maybe against rock types, I guess. it might be useful, but
Yeah,
not going to do a lot of damage because it's an electric Pokemon. Anyway, 1 point to Josh, 1 point to John. Well done. Question 4, fingers and buzzers, please. Here we go. There are various Pokemon that Pikachu races against during the game, but which 2 fire-type starters are present? Oh, it's Flip Josh Studio.
So fast.
It would be Charmander and Torchic.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. I knew Torchic. I couldn't remember Charmander though for some reason.
Oh, it's always going to be like any chance.
It's always going to be Charmander.
Like, is it going to be? I can't even. Is it going to be Cyndaquil and Torchic? No. Yeah,
no.
Cyndaquil, I
Not
think, could run faster than Charmander. Charmander's a little like two-legged lizard.
Yeah,
What's he going to do? Huh?
Freaking adorable. Whereas Cyndaquil is fine. I think people love Cyndaquil, but I've never really got it. If I'm being honest. You guys feel that way?
I was a Chikorita.
I know you were. We talked about
People
this at
are mean to
length.
Chikorita.
Yeah. You've got one.
Yeah, and I'm a Totodile.
Yeah, Totodile.
I'm a Totodile boy.
Yeah, never got a Cyndaquil. Never. Wasn't my bag. Sorry, Cyndaquil lovers. Really sorry, but it's just in my bag.
So apparently, I checked this as well. Flying Pikachu debuted in the trading card game first.
Wild.
So Flying Pikachu was a trading card first, then it appears in the intro to Pokemon Yellow. But an actual flying Pikachu can't be caught until Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he can't fly in yellow. That would be
We've got to do like a video on the history of flying Pikachu so people set the record
Get it
straight.
done, Josh.
Yeah?
Source Gaming.
Flying Pikachu was featured in Pokemon Dash. There we go. Gets technically.
What he's best known for.
Historical.
With his absolute donking buttocks. Question
was also in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, so there you go.
That's true. That's true.
How does he keep turning up?
On the title screen.
Yeah, on the title screen with Flying Pichu.
Yeah.
Incredible. You guys, the knowledge that you guys have is ridiculous. Question 5. Please don't end this in a tie. I have no tie-break question. Come on, Josh. I'm openly rooting for Josh to get this one right. Apologies, John. Question 5. Pikachu can be transported across water during the game, but on which Pokemon's back does he travel? Oh, it's John. Oh, no. Who is it, John?
Lapras.
Yes, Lapras. No.
Yeah.
Guys, I've got to do a
Sorry,
time.
Figured it kind of had to be Lapras, didn't it?
It's got to be Lapras.
Yeah.
I thought I'm not even going to bother giving other ones because as soon as I say Lapras, it's going to be oh well, it's Lapras, like classically Lapras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just a bit too slow. Sorry.
You should be. Okay.
Just Google Pokemon Dash trivia.
There's none. It's one entry and everybody hates
Look
it.
at the Wikipedia page. Look at the
I've got
Wikipedia
everything.
page.
Why don't you pull one of your double or whatever?
No, because then I won't have
next
enough
section
double or nothing
called.
questions. Okay.
Okay.
Pokemon Dash
Yeah.
is considered a spin-off of what generation of Pokemon?
It's because
Oh, that was close. It's John. Just.
Gen 3.
Pokemon game. Well done,
Yeah.
John. Still on 2 points, but you get to go first for Player Pass, which means you get the harder questions. Well done, buzzing in fast. Yeah.
Oh, no.
J'ai regrets. All right. So, Player Pass for double points. Here we go. Question 1. This one's for you, John. Some of the terrain in the game slows Pikachu down, but what does the training level tell you about water? So does it say A, Pikachu hasn't got his surfboard, so avoid the water? Or does it say B, hey, there's water here, watch out? Or C, stay away from the ocean or you'll drown? What does it say, John?
I hope it's the drowning one.
Who knows? You can play or pass. You can play or pass.
If it's just the vanilla B, then it's it's a pretty tame question. I want it to be C. It's so funny. Let's go with B.
It is not B. Josh gets the 2 points. Do you want to know what it is? It's
Is it the
stay
drowning
away
one?
from the ocean or you'll drown. Fully killing Pikachu.
So true.
Is not okay.
So true, Pokemon Dash. Thank you.
Stay away from
Pointing out what we're all saying.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, don't drown Pikachu, kids. Thank you very much. I quite liked Hey, there's water here, just because of for our New York Pikachu's going, hey, there's water here.
Hey, why is this water here? Oh,
I'm swimming in.
That's lovely. I can't see Josh, so I love him just chiming in, and I don't know. It's about time. Right. Okay. 4 points to 2. Josh, this is your play or pass question. Here we go. So,
Nice.
though a Generation 3 spin-off, Pokemon Dash was the first Pokemon to feature a Gen 4 Pokemon. So it revealed a Gen 4 Pokemon.
It's
in the game.
Munchlax.
Say again. Oh, for God's
Munchlax.
sake. Yeah, it's Munchlax. Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the expected trivia question because that's like what I think everyone remembers Pokemon Dash for. It was the first time
remember
Munchlax
this
was
question.
I
playable.
didn't remember it either.
Not really. It's pretty much all I remember from this game is it's the first time Munchlax was shown off ever.
It is actually, in fact, the first Pokemon game for the DS. It is Pokemon's debut on the DS.
True.
Incredible.
I miss them just releasing a new Pokemon in some random thing, whether it's like a previous anime series or a spin-off. That was cool.
Amazing.
That's what they used to do that with the anime, like the
Togepi.
Gen 2 Pokemon, like Togepi.
Obviously, like, you know, the
debuted there first.
Ho-Oh.
the famous one, Ho-Oh, literally being in episode 1. And I remember just as a kid obsessing about what it was and just being like, oh, it's got to be this, or maybe it's, you know, a massive Fearow that looks far away and it's transformed into something else. Incredible that it was just, hey, we've got this Pokemon that we haven't quite used yet, but we're going to stick it in here, so why not? And Togepi.
Yeah. They did it with Meltan in Let's Go, but then they were like, he's Gen 7. It's like, that's not as cool. Make him Gen 8.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And then they did Lucario in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the first one.
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't appear himself, I don't think, but there's a statue of him, and he's considered like the legendary explorer.
It does feel more sanitized now, and not more controlled, because obviously that would have been very controlled what they were releasing. But you know, remember going to see the first Pokemon movie in the cinema and being like, oh my god, Snubbull and Manaphy, and what's going on? There's all these Pokemon. Who are they? It was just mad. You know, rampant sort of speculation.
Well, there aren't as many Pokemon spin-offs nowadays as there used to be.
Yeah, because they're cowards.
Back in the day.
They're cowards, and also because they're mostly rubbish. But that's fine. We'll get into that. John, your final play or pass question. Here we go. Pokemon Dash offers multiplayer connectivity, but how many units can connect in total? So how many DSs can play together? Is it 2, 4, or 6?
I'm going to answer this question in French.
Oh, I don't speak French. Go for it.
6.
Correct. Just quickly jog through 1 to 4 in French. There.
Just Google what is French.
I can get to 4, so as long as it's not 1 and 3 or 4, then I'm there. I'm right there with you. I literally couldn't. I can't count to 10 in French. That's so embarrassing.
Shall I teach
Please.
you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
6,
7, 8, 9, 10. I can count to 10 in
You know
French.
it. You know it.
Yeah,
You know it.
Can anybody do?
This is
do German? German.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Zen.
Zen, yeah.
Who said this wasn't an educational
Very-
podcast?
Exactly.
Strap in, listeners. We're going to do 2 more languages. Spanish. Anybody? Anybody for Spanish? No. Okay. Well, we're not going to do 2 more
Not
languages
for
for
me.
me.
Uno, dos, tres,
We set the
cuatro,
bar
cinco.
too high.
No.
Is it uno,
Dos,
dos, tres, cuatro, cinco? I don't know the rest after that.
This
Okay,
just sounds like
French.
French again.
Yeah, it just starts becoming
I
French.
might be able to do Polish. I might be able to do Polish. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Oh, Mum, I'm sorry, I've forgotten.
We've gone
Mum.
from really confident counting to I think these might be the numbers.
That's definitely 1 to 5.
I mean-
That's definitely 1 to 5 in Polish. And then
Okay.
after that, I don't know. Sorry, Mum.
There's a
I
bunch of
guess
listeners going,
it-
when are they going to get back to the Pokemon quiz?
Hey, this is what Pokemon would be in Polish, presumably. Right, it is 6
true.
points to 4. So you do need to get this one, Josh. You need this one to wrap up the quiz. Are you ready?
Okay. I guess so.
Okay, question 4. It also features connectivity with GBA Pokemon games, but what does plugging in a copy of Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald do? Does it...
I hope you're ready for a tiebreaker.
Oh,
Because
no.
the answer is going to be that you can make a course out of the sprites
Yay!
from the previous
It's not a
game.
tiebreaker.
Which is a
You've
cool
won
feature.
The quiz.
Is it not?
You've won.
Have I? I thought it was 6-4.
To you.
So wouldn't it be?
Wait,
was it?
Isn't it?
Was it? No.
Hang on.
No.
I think we might have lost count throughout the entirety of that quiz. The numbers
It's
kept
because we were
changing.
counting in different languages. No. It was 2-2 at the end of Fastest Finger First, and then Josh.
I thought I won Fastest Finger First.
No,
you did.
So you
went
too. We
first.
went first.
You didn't
You
get a
don't point
point
for that, John. Are you mad? It was just a.
You don't get a point for answering the question correctly.
It's just a tiebreaker to see who goes first, and then you
What
went
kind of quiz is
I
this?
hate Brady, you'd still lose if I'm going to. All right, I'm going to give you the point. But it's still 6-5. John gets the point because he's a big whiner, and then you had the drowning question, which Josh got the 2 points for because you got it wrong.
Yes.
So then that's 4-2. Then Josh got
I don't
Munchlax,
think this is an
6-2.
entertaining listening.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Then
George,
trying to tell me
I think
my scoring's off.
I think it's because you said that I need to get this one right to win, which made me think
But
I
if
was
you
on the
had
floor.
got it wrong, John would have got the 2 points.
We
And then-
need to move
and
on.
then, yeah,
Then it would have been a tiebreaker. I see.
Nobody cares. Well done, Josh. You won the quiz. You'll be going first. Hooray!
Woo!
So yes, the game we're talking about this week is Pokemon Dash. A quick history lesson for those who don't know. Pokemon Dash is a Gen 3 Pokemon racing spin-off developed by Umbrella of Hey You Pikachu fame and other Pokemon spin-offs. The first Pokemon game on the DS, releasing in late 04 or 05 depending on where you're based. Gameplay sees you swiping the screen in certain directions to navigate Pikachu through checkpoints as he races against other Pokemon including Meowth, Gen 1 starters and notably Munchlax, a Gen 4 Pokemon amongst others. Various terrain holds you back, but you can overcome these through power-ups, travelling on Lapras's back or flying through the sky in a balloon. Multiplayer stretched to 6 players, but only offered control of Pikachu, and connection with older games offered a staggering 417 tracks to play through in the shape of Pokemon in your party. Further event DLC courses were available, including a Deoxys Cup offering a course for each of the alien Pokemon's forms, and although it was critically panned, this spin-off is a relatively rare example of a Pokemon one and done. I don't know why I said although it was critically panned, it's probably why it's a one and done, because it was critically panned. Josh, you have played the game. What do you think of Pokemon Dash?
I mean, I kind of liked it when I was a kid, I remember. Like, I don't know necessarily how much I was into the actual racing aspect of it as much as I was into just controlling Pikachu running around the maps. Like, I remember making islands out of different Pokemon sprites by plugging in the game to the bottom.
That sounds very cool.
The bottom.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and it was very cool. I have memories of, like, racing across, like, a Charizard map. And the colour of the Pokemon would dictate what terrain that was, which meant that some Pokemon were absolutely terrible to make maps of. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long,
what's
but
the Ditto
just
map?
Imagine... Well, I don't remember what colours
The big
things
amorphous, like, pink
would
blob.
be.
Yeah, like you're sort of
but I feel like I feel like red was like lava and you couldn't run across it.
Brilliant.
And so Charizard or Blaziken were just like awful
big
maps to
death
create.
fire maps.
Because they were big death fields, yeah.
Great job. I mean, to be fair, it's 417 tracks. That is absolutely... That's mad. And like,
Yeah.
sort of, it's hilarious now saying like, well, we can't fit every Pokemon into the game now. And yes, 3D models are much more complicated. Yes, I know. But back then they were just like, well, naturally we've got 470 Pokemon, so we've got to make a map for each one of them. Yeah, of course we do. Why wouldn't you? Totally bonkers.
I mean, it was just the sprites, so
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like, it makes me. They must have just had the way that they built the maps through the tiles is that the game data just reads the sprites that already exists,
Maybe.
and then like assigns each color to a different terrain, and then just loads that in.
I mean, and as John knows, making racing maps out of giant sprites is well easy.
Oh, so easy. So easy.
Especially when toilet roll is involved. John, have you played Pokemon Dash?
It's been a while, but I have. I remember it not feeling like the sprites. Like you're just on this big zoomed out level where nothing really feels cohesive. It's just you're flicking the screen up and down, and you're just like following arrows pretty much. It's never really clear.
Yeah.
Like where you are, what you're doing. You're just kind of following that arrow and trusting the process. It's a very ugly game.
Yeah, it's horrible. So it's all, if you've never played it before, it's like top down. So you're looking top down on Pikachu. So you're really just looking at his back as he's sort of sprinting along. You're seeing the tops of, like I said, there's Meowth and Munchlax, a couple of the starters, a few other Pokemon, sort of dinky Pokemon is what I would say. And you're just running from Pokeball to Pokeball with arrows telling you the sort of vague direction. Occasionally there's water, so I think a Diglett gives you a balloon, which like hoists you up. And then you get into a big balloon and then you sort of drop out and pop the balloons to fall down. Like, I think there's good ideas there, but the execution's really poor, and it is quite ugly. You're just swiping at the screen to kind of dictate the direction of Pikachu and dictate the speed. And then there's power-ups. So, you might run over some sort of shrubs and trees and things, which slows Pikachu down. But you can grab a power-up, which just puts a green bubble around him, and then you can run normally. Like, it feels...
The classic anti-grass bubble.
Exactly. Like, it feels quite half-baked, right? It feels like there's good ideas, but it's not... I don't want to say the execution's poor, but it's not necessarily sort of most cohesive game or best realised game in that respect. But I don't know if that's unfair.
Yeah. You can tell it's done by the Hey You Pikachu developers because of these images I'm about to send you.
Right.
So this first one, this is great listening for a podcast. This first one is a Hey You Pikachu.
Man.
Yeah,
and the
that's Hey You
second
Pikachu,
one
yeah.
is Pokemon. That's like the same
incredible.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
That is literally the same, just slightly smoother.
Well, there's a middle ground in this.
Right.
Which I just learned
some
about.
more images.
Yeah. So there was a demo for the
wow.
DS when it was first revealed, just called the Pikachu DS demo.
Right.
Yeah.
That is very clearly made by the same people, and they just reused it for Pokemon Dash.
Umbrella.
It's kind of like
funny.
the Pikachu DS demo is kind of like the Mario 64 face, where you can like pull on Pikachu's cheeks and. Like, you can draw over Pikachu, and Pikachu can give you a scratch card, and you can scratch it out.
The
Stuff
things
like that.
that people must have drawn on that Pikachu will be horrendous. Because it's his full, let's be honest, it's because it's his full body and people are deviants. So yeah, you can tell it's the same people. They were absorbed into Pokemon Company, I think in 2020 or 2021, but they did like Pokemon Rumble.
Yeah,
they were other things.
They were absorbed into Creatures Inc.
Yes, yeah, Creatures Inc. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So they're not technically around anymore, but they were entrusted with quite a lot of Pokemon spin-offs.
Yeah, not good ones.
No.
Experimental ones. Like, you have to give them a little bit of credit.
I mean, Pokemon Hey You Pikachu, which is experimental, but not a good game.
It's a...
Pokemon,
it was an interesting experiment of a game.
It's an interesting experiment. I can give it to them that. Pokemon Channel is barely a video game. You watch the anime with Pikachu, and occasionally watch an advert of something else going on.
That's my pitch. Oh no!
Pokemon Ranch is also not a video game. It's just a glorified Pokemon box.
And it gave us the horrible low poly art style that Rumble would use for a long time.
Then picked up, and then Rumble is actually a video game. Rumble is like somewhat decent, I guess.
Did they make the WiiWare Mystery Dungeon game? Because that also uses the Ranch art style.
No, they didn't. They just did the Pokemon. Once they got onto the Pokemon Rumble train, they just never got off.
That's interesting.
They did every single Pokemon Rumble game up until they got absorbed by creatures.
Let's talk a little bit about the Direct, because obviously we have just had a Pokemon Direct, which revealed, amongst other things, Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves. I think is that right? Is it Winds or Winds?
Both plural.
They're both plural.
Winds.
Both plural, right? Winds and Waves.
No Dash 2 though.
Were there any? I can't remember. Were there any spin-offs announced in the Direct? Not that.
No, we got a release window for Champions, which is a spin-off we already knew about.
Yeah, and Pocopia's in like 6 days.
Yeah, Pokopia is next week. Yeah. Which by the time this video comes out, Pokopia is like tomorrow.
Yeah, true. So it's one of those things, isn't it? Because I think just before we started recording, we're sort of saying it feels like they're kind of maybe less experimental and less spin-offs for Pokemon now. Maybe that's true. It feels like it's not necessarily like the breadth of spin-offs that we had. But then you have something like Pokopia, which is a sort of a very wild Pokemon spin-off. Although I suppose, is it akin to something like Mystery Dungeon where you take control of Pokemon? We've done it before.
Yeah,
I'd say it is.
Yeah, I think with the Pokemon spin-offs, I think just like the DS era was just very big for it. Like Pokemon Dash was the first Pokemon game on DS. It wasn't a mainline game. It started with Dash, and then Mystery Dungeon started off just after it came out, around like just after it. Because I'm pretty sure the first Mystery Dungeon is also a Gen 3 game. Because it also had
also on GBA.
One half it was on GBA,
Yeah.
And then we got Pokemon Ranger, like around the same time as Diamond and Pearl came out, and then Diamond and Pearl,
and Conquest,
and then Conquest towards the end of it.
Which
Yeah,
that's
like it's like that.
Conquest, I like that one.
Yeah, I think it's that Generation 3 where you go Ruby and Sapphire, and then you get the first remakes with Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then you get a new Pokemon pinball game. And on the GameCube, you've got Pokemon Channel, and then you get Dash, Ranger, Mystery Dungeon, all of these
Pokepark,
all dropping off at the same time.
We do still get spin-offs, but they're on mobile, and they're not really generation-oriented. They're just kind of like, here's a card game, here's a game. It's longevity ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it feels, I think it's that thing, people are very excited, obviously, for Pokemon Wins and Pokemon Waves, but... it feels somehow, correct me if I'm wrong here, but like a generational Pokemon thing, it feels like less of a thing now. Like it was so massive whenever a new generation came along, and we went from 150 to 250. Do you remember how much Ruby and Sapphire added? I can't remember. It must be probably about 100.
Been like
I think like
135.
Right, and then Black and White was the huge one because that was okay. It's 150 again, but that is it until you get to the end of the game.
Yeah.
I love
that was the best thing.
Yes,
that was so good.
People whined and complained, but I loved it.
I thought it was great. They should do that every time.
They should.
Like okay, favorite. Let's do top 3 generational Pokemon games. John, I'm going to start with you because I can see you.
What does that mean?
Top 3. What do you mean by that?
What's your favorite Pokemon? Your mainline Pokemon games, like 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I will go with number 1, Scarlet and Violet, baby. Oh, love the sandwiches.
Get out.
Okay. I'll say my overall favorite is probably Black and White.
Ooh, really?
Not like Black and White 2 is great, but I like the how daring they were just to start things from scratch and basically kind of reboot things. Loved that. Number 2, I would put probably I'll say Sun and Moon. I like Sun and Moon a lot.
I like Sun and Moon. Yeah.
And then at number 3, I think I will go with. I don't want to get too safe, but I think this is generally what I feel. Gen 2, and I'll go with the remakes. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
All right.
Would that be Gen 2 or Gen 4? Because they came out in
you're right.
Gen 2, isn't it?
Let's say Gen 2. Yeah. Let's say Gen 2.
Okay.
Josh?
Okay, well, that changes. Well, so I also think Pokemon Black and White is the best one.
Okay.
Like that's also my top because I think the peak of Pokemon is end of Gen 4 with Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then Black and White. Like those 2 games back to back are great. And then I thought Black and White 2 was okay, but not as good as the original. So if Heart Gold and Soul Silver counts as Gen 2, then that's going to be the second one for me.
Okay.
Gen 2. And then Gen 8. I really like Sword and Shield.
Oh, okay.
Forget the haters. Play it without your rage.
Without your rage!
And you'll enjoy yourself.
I hate this so much!
Like, I had a really good time playing through Sword and Shield. I think it helped because I streamed it with a friend.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I was playing it, like, a couple of hours weekly alongside a friend who had already played the game, and so we're going through it together. And so I just had a really good time with all of Sword and Shield. I understood why the trees needed to look like that in order for the open world to work.
Yeah.
I think the characters are all really good. I think that the cities are all really good. Like, I think the only part of that game where it really falls apart is after you beat the 7th gym, where, like, suddenly it feels like you're being steamrolled towards the conclusion.
The
whole conclusion feels really forced.
I think the thing for me is I didn't get on with Gigantamaxing. Like, I just never, as a kind of battle mechanic.
I liked that Gigantamaxing was a gimmick exclusive to boss fights. Because the problem with like Mega Evolutions and then Z moves, which are just a worse version of it, is that like you could use them at any point, and so you always had a Mega Pokemon evolved, and then there was always your linchpin that you evolved, or a Z move that you pulled out at the last minute. Whereas Gigantamaxing was exclusive to the boss battles, the gym battles, and so it felt like a bigger event. Like you were at the end of this section of the story, you're against the big boss. And now your Pokemon are gigantic.
I know, it's just...
And you're fighting. It's this big... And then, like, you know, everyone... Because that game also, when you get to the end of the gym leader battles, and has the dynamic music, and because you're in a football stadium, the cheering rises.
Marnie's theme.
And it's usually at that point when they do their Gigantamax. So, like, there's so much great hype around it. That I didn't mind.
I know,
it.
but this is
like I thought it was a neat idea.
It's going to sound ridiculous, but for me, it's like, but it just doesn't feel real, which is like an absolutely stupid thing to say about Pokemon. Like,
my Pikachu would never do this.
Mega Evolution, totally buy it. Gigantamaxing, nonsense.
I knew it was all
Pikachu wouldn't be that big.
Crazy. No. Although I liked Fat Pikachu.
I knew it was all going to be downhill when they started being realistic with Legends Arceus.
Nonsense. It's interesting, John. So my top three are probably Heart of Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White, Sun and Moon. That's my top three. I think people had a lot of issues with Sun and Moon, but I really liked that it felt like a different game. I've gotten quite fatigued of doing the 8 gyms and becoming the champion. I've sort of... I've been doing it for 20 years.
that was the first
years.
Flip it on its head, and especially after X and Y, which was very weak.
It was also very good at contextualizing the Pokemon beyond just battles. Because it's meant to be this world where Pokemon are everywhere, and in every game prior, it was just like they're in the grass sometimes. Whereas this one just made it so they replaced 8 gems. They're a crucial part of the actual gameplay.
I think it did a lot of things right, actually, and it pushed the series in a lot of decent ways.
I think my only problem with Sun and Moon, it's one that's I didn't mind at the time, but it's sort of developed over it. It's a very slow game as Sun and Moon.
They talk
because it's very story heavy, and I like the characters in it, but like because it's so story heavy, it's very, especially the beginning, there's a lot of stop start.
Yes, that's true.
Which makes me not want to return to it, and I had no motivation to do any of the post game stuff once I'd beat Sun and Moon.
I mean,
can I do a rare thing? Can I do a rare thing and hate on Scarlet and Violet a moment? Because this game doesn't get enough hate.
Go for it.
I was capturing some footage for some comparisons, and I realised I don't like the soundtrack in this game.
Yeah.
I was in like the western area, and I got into a battle, and it was like dum, 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 dum. It was just really it didn't make you feel excited to battle. It made me want to end the battle. I didn't like it.
Sword and Shield, Sword and Shield is one of my favourite soundtracks. I would listen to Marnie's theme on loop for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's a really good sound.
All the rival themes are good. Hop's theme is just a Mario and Luigi song.
but they're just, all of them are fantastic. And talking about battle themes, the absolute heart stopper of fighting your rival after the champion in Red and Blue is still one of the scariest and best GB themes ever. I miss rivals being jerks as well. Like I really liked it when you just have battled through a cave and all your Pokemon have like 7 HP and just like, come on then, let's do it. And you think, oh my god, what? Because he just doesn't care. He just wants to be the best.
Jump scared.
I miss them.
I will say, at least to defend one song in Scarlet and Violet, Nemona's theme is really good.
There are some good tracks in that game. Yeah, there are some.
Her rival theme. I don't remember anyone else's, but hers is really solid.
All right. Fair. So yes, all right. So we've sort of taken a turn from what we're talking about. Let's.
I'm gonna say what Pokemon Dash.
This Pokemon Dash podcast has been quite
spin-off
absent
from the
of
main
Pokemon Dash.
series back to Dash. But I think because we were talking about the sort of plethora of spin-offs that you had prior in prior series and how they kind of steered the game and you had those reveals, that kind of thing that you don't really get as much now. It's all sort of very controlled and feels sort of very stuck to each generation. So I think I was hoping that there might be a spin-off in the Pokemon Direct for us to talk about. I was hoping that there might be like a really surprising, fun, interesting, different Pokemon game. And it just feels like that's less of a thing now, less of an event that happens and less of a thing. So let's correct that because, Josh, you won the quiz, which means you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are the board and we demand that you bring back the spin-off Pokemon Dash and you make it a great big success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
So, obviously, the things we didn't like about Pokemon Dash, the course design was terrible. The graphics were not good. The top-down camera angle was silly. Everyone was breaking their bottom screens. Don't like that. But the racing, the fact it's a racing game, that's fine. That's good. We can get with that. Pokemon racing should be a thing. So we want to do Pokemon racing again. It's still going to be a racing game with more developed and interesting tracks. But the real question we need to ask ourselves, right, is do we want to race as the Pokemon, or do we want to race on the
Pokemon? Yeah.
See?
All right.
And in the main series, we have introduced forms of racing. Like the Rhyhorn racing is a big part of X and Y. It's like your mum's an ex-Rhyhorn racer, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
There's Rhyhorn in your front garden, isn't there?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've introduced stuff like that, and we've got plenty of racing-style Pokemon. Rapidash, Dodrio, like...
Classic anime episode, that one.
Yep, exactly. So what I want to do is we're going to make a racing game where you race on top of the Pokemon. And imagine Donkey Kong Racing, that old GameCube Donkey Kong Racing game where all of Donkey Kong and his buddies were riding on top of the animal buddies through the various different things. We're going to do that, but with Pokemon.
Nice.
So
wonderful.
Yeah. So you're going to be a trainer rather than a Pokemon, although you will be able to unlock Pikachu and have Pikachu ride on top of the Pokemon as well, because you've got to have Pikachu in here as well.
Oh, I was going to ask a question about that. I was going to say, could we have like Pikachu pulling the trainer along in a little cart or something? But no, I suppose Pikachu being one of the jockeys.
Pikachu's one of the jockeys. But we will have
those powerful, magnificent beasts, and then just like Pikachu just scampering along, pulling this massive chariot behind him. It'd be quite cruel, I think. But yeah, could do.
We can do that. We can do that with Phalanx, and there's just all 5 of them pulling a chariot along.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, so Pikachu will be one of the jockeys, but otherwise we'll have the human trainers, and you can have your own customized character, similar to what we're doing with Pokemon Champions, to be your jockey, your Pokemon jockey. But we're not just going to do the land racing. This is going to be like a triathlon. So we're going to have flying, we're going to have water, and we're going to have racing. Because that's a part of Pokemon Dash. You run along land, when you go on water, you jump onto Lapras, and then when you get lifted up by balloons, you're in the air for a brief period of time.
Nice.
Diglett gives you balloons. I don't know why it's Diglett.
I don't know why it's Diglett. It doesn't make any sense. He just pops up with a bunch of balloons.
We're going to not be Diglett anymore. So you're not just going into this picking one Pokemon. You're actually going into it picking 3. Your flying Pokemon, your water Pokemon, or your swimming Pokemon. And then your land Pokemon. And so you pick all 3 of you, and each Pokemon has different stats, so you need to think about, and each one runs on different terrain differently. Like Dodrio is much better at running on flatter ground, whereas Rhyhorn does better on more rocky terrain. Like he gets an advantage through there. Rhyhorn can slam through rocks in a brief charge, whereas Rapidash can jump over things.
Okay.
Like we're gonna have things like that, and then. Yeah, when you get to the water section, you can choose to ride on a Lapras. You can choose to ride on a Wailmer. You can choose to ride on a Lowland Raichu.
Sorry, can I just say it's so good that Wailmer is such a lazily designed Pokemon that you literally just said whale and then remembered to go, oh yeah, ma at the end of it, like whale, ma. Yeah, Wailmer, yeah.
Well, Wailord might be a bit too big.
just sit on him. Oh, I've won. I'm across the finish line. Excellent. Good.
And then flying, you can have like Pidgeot, Talonflame, and some will go across both. Like Gyarados can both swim and fly.
So can these race simultaneously, or are they in different groups?
Oh yeah, is it?
So they're in different groups because it's like a triathlon. So you can do, if you want, a single race. Like if you just do a single versus race, you can choose if you want to do it ground, sky, or in the water. I don't know. You can't see it, but I put my hand higher for water.
So every course has water and land built into it. Then
yes. Okay. So the main triathlon will be what the main Grand Prix is. and it starts. No, it doesn't always start on ground, but it will always go. One lap will be ground, one lap will be water, one lap will be sky.
Okay, nice.
Basically. So, and that's why you need to consider your which Pokemon you got, because you might have like the land one. You might have a very fast Pokemon, but for the land you can get to the flying one a bit quicker, because the flying one isn't as much of a straight shooter, because you're having to dodge obstacles in the sky. So you need to have a more maneuverable Pokemon. So you want to get ahead on one, and then you've got to change, and your stats will change, and yeah.
This sounds like, just to make this digestible for everybody, this sounds like PenPen for Sega Dreamcast, where you play as these little penguins who every lap they change their state. They go from running to swimming to going around on their little bellies. We all know PenPen for Sega Dreamcast.
I'm literally going to write this down. I've never heard of PenPen.
We all know it.
We all know it. It's in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Of course. I say I don't know it.
Of course
it's in the back of my mind.
That is one absolutely awful box art.
It's one of the first games I ever played. I was like, I've got to get this.
I'm
absolutely
looking up
terrifying.
PenPen for Dreamcast. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Never seen.
Watch a long play. You're like, yeah, this is what
my god. Who did that? Who did that?
I don't think they're in business anymore.
No, I don't mean the company.
I'm glad.
Well, the artist probably isn't in business anymore, because that is horrific. That looks like a penguin who is fully just on drugs. Why is their eye black with
none of these characters are looking good.
It's
PenPen. This is why PenPen failed, but Pokemon -2 will live, because the Pokemon look much better than this.
I mean, if
are you going to get the developers of PenPen back for this game?
Yeah.
No, we are not. They're staying far away.
Can you imagine how they would draw Pikachu? It would look like something from Five Nights at Freddy's. It would just be absolutely horrendous. Oh my god! Please, immediately.
Sorry, return to your pitch.
Yeah. All right, continue. That's the worst box art I've ever seen. Continue.
That's the core part of the pitch, really. It's a triathlon. We're doing water, sky, ground. You pick 3 Pokemon when you go into a race.
Okay.
Each Pokemon have their own individual stats. There will be power-ups and items as well that you can get that are more interesting than just green ball to protect you from grass. There'll be like the power-ups will be like temporary moves, which I can't call TMs because those already exist. But they'll let you do stuff like Fury. They'll let every Pokemon have the ability to do stuff like
limited moves.
There we go. Yeah, I like that. Limited moves. So that lets you do like Fury Cutter to cut down some trees in your way, so you can take a shortcut.
Excellent.
Or like Fire Blast to just smack someone out of the way.
Just to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about controls. So, you've got land, air, and sea. Presumably in courses that mix up. Sometimes you'll sea first, land first, or air first, whatever. How, what's the kind of viewpoint? Are you behind the Pokemon and the trainer? Are you in the trainer's eyes? And how does control over things change depending on which part of the triathlon you're tackling?
So I think that it's going to be behind. So not quite Mario Kart style, not quite the usual kart racer style where it's just directly behind.
Okay.
It will be slightly elevated. Think of if you've played Mario Tennis Fever. I know John has.
Yeah.
That you've got the regular style and then the slightly raised style of camera.
Right.
It would be like that.
Okay.
So it's not like full top down, but it's like slightly raised. You can see more of the track ahead. Like you can see more of the track and the other races around you.
So it's more about negotiating the kind of obstacles and terrain than it is the kind of like best racing line. Like it's more kind of leaning into what your Pokemon can do in that specific given circumstance. Because
we want to make sure that each of the Pokemon that you pick, like you don't just go for the fastest, right? You don't just default to the fastest, right. and we want Pokemon's unique attributes to shine through.
Okay.
So we're going to design the maps more around the obstacles that you'll face. and corners, and like making turns and stuff like that, rather than just being like a straight dash, despite the name.
Yeah. Oh, what is the name? What is the name?
Pokemon Dash Riders.
Nice.
Dash Riders.
Nice. And presumably it's Game Freak. It's got to be Game Freak, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay. John, any questions from you?
Talk us through the multiplayer suite. I presume you can play online.
Yeah,
and all that.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course you can. It's a racing game.
Yeah.
So you can do up to 8 players multiplayer. You can do it online, you can do it locally. Although you won't be able to do 8 players on a single Switch, because that's too much. So you'd have to connect Switches locally to do that.
Okay.
But you can do you can do up to 4 per Switch. So you have 2 Switches you can play 8 player. So you got Grand Prix race, which is the triathlon one. Then you've got the versus race, where you can pick your individual
disciplines,
tracks and customize the rules. So if you want to do just flying tracks, you can do that. Then you can get that online as well, with ranked matches online, and then the standard like fun matches and the making your own custom rooms. That's what I'm looking for. So you can do all the same stuff online, and then there will be also like a battle mode type deal, where you can use the Pokemon's abilities to fight, basically. So these are limited to all flying types have to fight each other, or water types have to fight each other, or ground or land-based Pokemon have to fight each other. So you can't mix and match on that. But the way that works is it controls the same. But each Pokemon's unique special ability, like Rhyhorn's dash, attack, and stuff, and then the items you can pick up, the LMs.
So, but hang on, is it like in a kind of all range? It's
like in an arena.
Is it like in an enclosed arena?
Yeah, it's like an all range mode. Because when you're racing, you can, if you want, turn around and run back the other way. I don't know why you would.
Sure.
It's antithetical to winning the race, but you can do it. So the controls just work. I'm just thinking of like a big arena. Like imagine a big round arena, and you can run around and dash into people. It's a very simple battle mode, but it's there as an alternative.
So we're talking about, you have a trainer, you have your Pokemon. Are you leveling up the Pokemon? How do you have access to every single Pokemon? You're saying, there's like different, there's like different benefits for each Pokemon, right? So do you just go like, oh, okay, well, this one's like a rocky one, so I'm just going to pick Rhydon for this, or do you have a team that you set off with? Like, how does the selection process work, and is there any scope for your Pokemon to kind of improve, evolve, anything like that?
So you have to pick if you, so there's no scope for evolve.
Okay.
They start as like Rhyhorn's not going to become a Rhydon. It's a completely different Pokemon that doesn't race. Not a good racer as Rhydon. So there's no evolution. The leveling up would make a lot of sense, but I did not like it as a mechanic in Pokken.
Oh, fair enough.
Therefore, we're not going to do it
Fair
here.
enough.
We'll just let people pick what Pokemon they want to pick, rather than forcing them to stick with the team of 3.
Okay.
So there's no evolution, none of that nonsense. You just pick your Pokemon out the gate. We could have a Pokemon. In fact, we will. We'll have a Pokemon and Me type feature where you can like pet your Rhyhorn and feed it berries.
With mouse mode as well. With mouse mode, that'd be. You could brush it.
Exactly.
With a little bit of mouse mode.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Maybe you can put a bit. You can put a little ribbon on the Rhyhorn and customize it a little bit.
Very nice.
Like it won't make them level up or anything like that, but they might like. If they grow their bond with you,
just for
there might be some cute animations in the victories and stuff.
I love it.
That's it. It's just so you raise your Rhyhorn. Not every gameplay mechanic has to be about min-maxing. Okay,
it's true. People need to understand.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then how many Pokemon are we talking about here? Are there 100 Pokemon? Because that's only a tenth of the Pokemon roster these days.
Oof. You ask a good, solid question there, George.
How many Pokemon does...
It's not 100 Pokemon. It's going to be like 30 probably.
Okay, how many Pokemon
10
does...
land,
does
10 water,
does
and 10
Pokken
flying. Like...
Pokken's got like... yeah. Not 20, not 10. Somewhere in between
Yeah, so it's
those.
not like you can do it. You know, they've shown you can do it with a very slimmed down roster. It doesn't have to be a massive one.
Yeah.
And it won't be a massive
I think
one.
that's fair.
It'll be 30.
10 of each.
Yeah,
10,
nice.
10 of each.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to ask you to list all 10 of them. I mean, if you want to, Josh, you can list off the 10 of each. Don't do it. It's fine. Don't do it. we don't have time. And then
I will say Goldengo will be a surfer. Corviknight will be another flying.
hang on, it's about to
I'll
be
give you
it's
those
generation 10, so sure you need one representative from each generation for each discipline.
True.
Ooh, you're going to get a lot of
Voltorb for Gen 1 rolling around.
That would be incredible.
You just run on top of
just running on top of animes. It would be so good if it was that and not like Pikachu or Rapidash, and it was just something completely mental. It would be so
Oh, yeah, you
fun.
can't do one per generation because then you can't have Rapidash and
That's true.
Rhyhorn.
That's
Unless
true.
they do Galarian Rapidash, I guess.
Yeah, that's cheating. And then you don't get Voltorb. You don't get comedy Voltorb running on top of it. Honestly,
Exactly.
I would honestly pay good money to have a Pokemon racing game where I run on top of a Voltorb. And if you take too much damage, it just blows up and kills the trainer. I would definitely do that.
Just for you,
Thank
George.
you.
Secret 11th land Pokemon is Voltorb.
Got to be Voltorb. Okay, this is a really sort of solid, clear pitch. It's a triathlon. You pick your team. Yeah, does it go? You know, is it sort of like one to the other? So yeah, it's flying, and then all of a sudden you're sort of in the water, then all of a sudden you're on the land.
You jump off the Pokemon and then you run to the next one and you
Cool.
jump onto it.
You've got LMs to like clear the way, open up secret paths. It's all feeling pretty straightforward to me. Do you want any further questions about Josh's pitch?
I understand it all so clearly. There's nothing to ask.
Nothing. Pokemon.
Nothing.
Dash
Clear with my
Riders.
words.
Feeling it. Customization of the character, presumably unlockables for the character.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Customized character and then like 8 generic NPCs who are like the masters and then Pikachu.
Oh yeah,
Just Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu.
He's got to be in there, yeah.
Is he wearing? So we've just had in Pokemon Winds and Waves, we've had the excellently dressed Pikachu's.
Windy Chew and Wavy Chew.
So good. Is this is Pikachu Dash? Is Rider Pikachu going to have a special outfit?
He probably should. He should probably be another cosplay Pikachu in a jockey outfit.
I mean,
so
Pikachu, little
Yeah,
dumpy Pikachu.
I think
in
he
a
has to
cosplay-
be,
in a
yeah.
jockey outfit. Just sounds exquisite to be fair. In quite tight spandex, like with the 4 different colours. Mwah, be very good. Lovely. All right, Pokemon Dash Riders. John, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we're still the board, and we still demand that you bring back Pokemon Dash and you make it a big success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
Listening ears on right now. I am the president, and I'm going to give you a clear and concise pitch. Title of the game, Pokemon Dashers.
Oh man,
And we are...
it's legit. Yeah, Pokemon Dashers. That's my one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Don't worry about it. Carry on.
We are creating a clear and concise sequel to Pokemon Dash. It will be third person behind the shoulder, much like Sonic R. There's going to be a roster of 32 different Pokemon, and we're going to have every starter Pokemon ever, including Pikachu and Eevee.
Okay.
So every
that's why it's
starter from every
32.
generation in their original form unevolved, and they are going to be racing on foot through these levels. But you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to play as the baby starters. I want to be the big boy starters. Well, listen! This is what we do. So while playing... There Sorry. You okay?
I'm fine. But we can't see Josh. I mean, Josh might have fainted from fear out of that. For all we
no,
know.
I'm still here. Don't worry.
All right. So whilst playing, in your HUD, there is going to be the battle system from Pokemon ZA. So you have 4 moves to choose from. They are grayed out, though.
Okay.
And the only way to build up the cooldown is by collecting items. You get one item, it's going to advance your first tier move. And you're going to have 2 different selections. So there's 4 moves total, but 2 tiers to them. There's going to be the speed tier, and there's going to be the offense tier. Much like Diddy Kong Racing, you can hold on and get another item to unlock the second tier.
Nice.
So we're talking going from Ember to Flamethrower, going from quick attack, little dash forward, to agility, a big dash forward, much like a golden mushroom. So that's all going to be going on. But if you were to go for a 3rd item box without using any of them, your Pokemon's going to evolve, and then you're going to get permanent stat boosts for the rest of the race. So if you were to not use any items, but collect 6 item boxes, Charmander's going to go all the way to Charizard. So you're going to be able, as that Pokemon, to take shortcuts easier, to run faster, your move's going to be more powerful. There's the risk-reward. Do you use your items? Do you use the speed moves? Do you use the offensive moves? Or do you save it all up?
That's really
There's
good.
so much strategy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's really good. I really like that. Yeah, give like basically, especially because presumably it will be paced out. So the item boxes, it's either use them or hang on to like the end of the race and then evolve and try and batter through it. That's good. I like that. Okay, so let's say we get, how do you obtain these items?
Oh, they're just on the track.
Okay, you just pick them up.
Just a question mark box, like standing in it.
So, I've got a question.
Yeah.
About the roster.
Yes.
Are you not concerned that people would find it just being the starters and being basically all fire, grass, water types to be kind of boring and repetitive?
I hear you. But no, I don't.
No.
I think it's actually the best marketing tactic we have ever had.
Great.
Because if you were to pick up this game, you're going to have a Pokemon selection that resonates with you regardless of who you are. Everybody's going to say, I know that guy.
Everyone's got one.
Exactly. That every starter resonates with somebody. So we think that this is going to have global appeal of the likes we've never seen before.
That's good.
But what if my first game was Pokemon Colosseum?
Eevee's in there.
Eevee's there. He's there.
And you can
Eevee
evolve
is there.
Eevee. And with Eevee...
I was going to say, how does
Eevee
Eevee's evolution work?
Yeah.
It's a great question, yeah. So I think with Pikachu, we've got to start them as Pichu, actually. Just to get the full scale of...
Don't do that.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
Pichu was not my starter.
Pichu was never a starter. Pichu was never a starter.
Yeah, you're right. Pikachu and Eevee do throw a wrench into this. You are correct. So we're going to have to think of another way around them. And I think what we're going to have to do is make them funky. So Pikachu and Eevee refuse to evolve in...
That was the least funky delivery of the word funky I've ever heard in my whole life. So good.
In yellow and Let's Go, they don't evolve. They stay as they are. I think we're going to have to dip into their funkiness. So Pikachu will go to Surfing Pikachu and Balloon Pikachu.
Nice.
Eevee doesn't really have that stuff. Eevee can get like different haircuts, I guess.
John. Eevee. We've been complaining in this podcast about how there's no new reveals in previous games. Surely it's a new evolution revealed for a later generational game.
Yeah, I mean, I considered this like being able to evolve into different Eevee types. There are so many though, and there's no 3-stage evolution scales.
The lack of a 3-stage, that's an issue.
So I think we're going to have to make them funky. We're going to have to give them their own little aesthetics that they evolve into, rather than traditionally evolving.
Just
could make baby Eevee.
Slap a bow on him. And
call it E.
Just make him run fast.
And that bow makes him fast.
Makes sense. Makes literal perfect sense. I mean, Pikachu could become Raichu, couldn't he?
Yeah, but then what do you go after that?
Raichu become?
Yeah, you can't go to a Lowland Raichu. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
You could maybe do Mega Raichu
also,
if you really wanted to, but
yes. Yeah.
I think no. We're locking
all
in
the
just
starters
changing their
have
styles.
Mega,
We're locking in.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Are there any other Pokemon in this game then? Because
they'll be watching the race.
They'll be watching the race. The Mewtwo's off on the side clapping.
Yeah, and we're also going to have, I haven't talked about the tracks, so you're going to be running around very familiar locations, one from every core Pokemon game.
Okay.
So you're going to have one that is, it's Celadon City. You're gonna have one that's don't make me name a town from every game. Goldenrod City.
I think we're going to go with Cinnabar Island. I don't know why. I was convinced that Cinnabar Island was going to be Gen 1.
I mean, Celadon City and Goldenrod City feel like very clashing themes.
No, we're gonna be exploring
you could do
biomes,
Roots,
though.
You could do Mount Moon. You could.
We will be exploring the biomes of every game. So there'll be a track where Mewtwo's just chilling out in a cave somewhere. Excellent. You'll race past him while he just stands there.
Excellent.
And,
excellent.
Menacingly.
Yeah.
So, some core moments like you'll see Dalga resetting time.
Sure.
All this stuff.
The race never ends. Just every time you go past it, you time loop back to the start of the race, going, oh my god, until like
it makes time trials a real hassle.
Like the Pokemon's legs are just little like bloody stumps running along. Going, please make it end.
But think of the tracks as theme park rides where we get more Pokemon in there. We get to celebrate previous settings. It's
Any human characters at all?
You're gonna race inside a Pokemon Center. So Nurse Joy's she's there.
So Nurse Joy's there. She's the only one.
Nurse Joy's there to put steroids to make them run faster as well. Okay, cool. So we've got this now. You're saying you get the items, and there's basically like speed boost items or offensive items, right? Which you can then stack. Are we having the elemental triangle in there? So if you've picked Squirtle as your racer. I could have gone with a more interesting one. If you pick Piplup as your racer, is his water move going to not affect a Bulbasaur sprinting down the track? We're going to absolutely decimate Torchic running down the track.
It's a great question, and I think if we were to make this solely a single player game, that would be a great decision. But because racing games are primarily multiplayer, if you were to play online and you choose, you've chosen Cyndaquil, and your opponents, they were all every last one of them. It wouldn't make for a great balance. No. So they're all going to feel the same. Okay. Every offensive attack is going to deal the same amount of damage to that Pokemon.
Pokemon purists, John, the purists. They'll be livid.
Yeah, I know they're livid. They've got to deal with it.
Fair.
So how are we dealing with presumably does each Pokemon have different stats though?
Yes, they do.
Pokemon like Torterra are like incredible.
Fully evolved. They're just static. I've lost.
Well, they roll on their side. They roll on their side in this game.
Brilliant.
Okay. They just go in their shell and roll.
Yeah.
Why not?
Fair enough.
What about Venusaur? Venusaur was like a massive, with a big old tree on his back. It'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. But can jump around like the Hulk.
There we go. He's won it. He's definitely going to outpace a Charizard with literal wings, literal flying dragon, Blastoise, just at the back of the pack.
What if he just surfed around on a big leaf? Would that make you happy? Would that satisfy you?
Yes, it absolutely would. I don't know if this feels like a Game Freaky game. I mean, it feels very HAL.
No way.
Honest. It feels like sort of cool as Kirby Air Riders. But who is developing this?
We've got the developers of PenPen back.
Oh no.
We've got Sumo Digital.
Hey.
Sumo Digital, they're interested. They're saying, we want to be part of the pie. We want to be the pie. We want to be the chef that makes the pie. That's what they're saying.
Sorry, I didn't catch who is it?
Oh, Sumo Digital.
Oh, Sumo Digital, okay.
Sumo Digital.
Yeah.
So they came to you and they said, we want to be the chef that makes the pie. And what was your response to that specific phrase?
Oh, preheat the oven, baby.
Ooh, I don't know. It made me feel icky, but that's fine. All right, I really like the idea of it being just the starters.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be Pokemon Dash. I like it being just the starters and being like a fun little. And you could even make a cute little story premise, right? Of all the starters want to decide who's the fastest starter. Why are we skipping out mid evolution?
Oh, we're not.
Okay, so we can go to...
No. So this is what I was saying earlier. You have to have the 3 scale, which is why Pikachu and Eevee are putting a little wrench in there.
Yeah, I feel you. But, so it's basically like, you go like if you get 3, you turn mid tier, and then if you get 3 again, you turn top tier.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Okay, so it's always 3 tier, basically bangs up to evolution. Are we going mega evolutions if you get another 3 on top of that, or is that too much? Too much.
Not everyone has a mega evolution, do they?
But
No, they don't.
Now.
Yeah.
They could now, John.
Yeah, they could now.
They could now.
I think no. Mega Evolution is very Gen 7. Like it's been brought back for ZA and a few other things, but it's not an eternal thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. To my chagrin, because it's the best. It's the best mechanic. It's incredible.
It is.
Josh, any final questions for this pitch from you?
So it plays like Sonic R from behind the back. Can you jump then and stuff? Like in Sonic?
Yeah, you can jump.
Sonic
you
R,
can jump.
Yeah. So like, I'm just trying to think how, because everyone's obviously running.
Yeah.
So, like, how does it control? Like, just.
I'd say like think Poker Park. It's very much almost like a 3D platformer away through a racing stage. And here's what I like about this, Josh. So the vast majority of racing games put their characters in cars these days because it's easy, because it's accessible. But I think that tangibility of just moving a character around and racing with them is a lost art. Like name one other modern game that does that. You can't do it. It can't be done. It's
true. This is true.
I quite like the idea. I've just suddenly had a mental image of like, because they're all the sort of dinky, cute starter Pokemon, of it being really slow, just like all of this kind of like ambling along as fast as possible, but not really making up a lot of
racing.
ground. Yeah, just be hilarious. Okay, I don't think there's any further questions from me. It's sort of starter Pokemon. A starter Pokemon racer that sees you stack items.
It's a flawless pitch, some might say.
I mean, pretty, it's sort of racing and combat in the kind of typical kart racer fashion. Yeah, feels pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. We are running low on time, so I'm going to throw in my third pitch called Pokemon Dashers. Thanks, John. So this is like a fully 3D Pokemon racer from behind the shoulder with
with the same pitch.
It's basically the same pitch. With no, but mine has like various Pokemon, select Pokemon from across the generation. So I do have Pokemon sort of gens 1 to 10, and it is more, less cute ambly Pokemon, and it is, the sort of hardcore racing Pokemon. So your Rapidashes and things like that. I mean, I can't. What else could you have? I don't know. There's I'm so Gen 1 2 coded that I can't think very far outside of that.
You could have
I can't do it.
Munchlax.
No. Awful.
Naming just one Pokemon is actually quite difficult. There's so many. Houndoom. That's Gen 2 again.
Houndoom is Gen 2.
Oh, yeah.
Poochyena is Gen 3.
There you go. Thanks, Josh.
Zigzagoon or Linoone.
There we go. All right, Josh is picking up the slack here.
Here we go.
Yes, Phalanx.
But
everyone loves Phalanx.
So this one though. So it has you pick a team of 6 for the Grand Prix, basically whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
And you are playing as a trainer, but you are controlling the Pokemon, if that makes sense. So kind of like Pokemon, I guess. But you enter the race, and there'll be some things like it'll say, okay, this Grand Prix you require a flying Pokemon. This Grand Prix you require a water Pokemon, and you have a pool of lots of different Pokemon to pick from, and you assemble your team of 6. So it's kind of a mismatch of your two pitches, I think, because then you have this team, and it gets to a point, and you can switch it out. So it's not necessarily Josh's where it's like one for land, one for air, one for sea. It could be a lengthy race so that you have, this is a section on sort of rocky ground, so I'm going to pick, a Golem who's going to then just roll across this, and then it gets to more sort of like jungly bush things, so I'm going to pick a fire Pokemon who can use fire to clear the way, or I'm going to use a grass Pokemon who can use, razor leaf to cut through things. If you've picked a water Pokemon as your kind of like one of your foot ones there, you're a bit effed because they can't really do very much and everything's just going to hold them back. But then you get to the water, this one is a water one. It requires somebody that can surf or go underwater. So there's like parameters within it, and there'll be, 5 different tracks for each Grand Prix, and it says you need to pick a team of 6. You require, for this Grand Prix, at least one flyer, at least one surfer, and at least this. And then you can look at the tracks and see what's there and plan out your team around it. And you can swap them on the fly. So, you swap them out, but there'll be times when it says, like, yeah, you can't pick that Pokemon because if you chuck a Charmander into the ocean, you'll drown. It's just what will come up across the screen in block capitals. And yeah, they use their... You have the racing. So, you basically just got... in the same way you don't have to accelerate in Kirby Air Riders, like, they're just perpetually running and you're steering them. And you have your move set in the top corner. So it's, X is this move, A is this move, B is this move, Y is this move. And then you can, scroll through your Pokemon and hit the other trigger to change them. So your brain is doing quite a lot to sort of keep up with what's going on.
You can change your Pokemon on the fly.
Yeah, yeah. You can just, like, you'll just, you'll see the flash come out and then another Pokemon will pop in like it's coming out of a Pokeball. Or a Pokeball will come in, open up, and you'll just sort of keep running out of the Pokeball.
Okay.
That's it. That's my pitch. It's developed by... I want it to be developed by HAL. I really liked Kirby Air Riders. I think I just want them to do it in collaboration.
I mean, they made the original Pokemon Snap, so they've worked before.
True.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, yes, that's why I did it, because they've already collaborated on the unusual Pokemon
Here's a
game.
question that could apply to any pitch we've done, but no one's addressed it yet.
Why have you saved it for me?
You just thought of it now.
You got to answer this now, George.
How do you think fans of the original Pokemon Dash, their childhood game, will feel about the DNA and core soul of that game not really existing in this new Pokemon Dash?
You can't see it, but my finger is up.
What fans of Pokemon Dash?
I would think...
Where are they?
I think that the core of Pokemon Dash is running, flying, and swimming. Therefore,
we're giving them what they want, John.
Hit them all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed from mine is the camera angle and the lack of touch, but I can't control
Here we go, John. So, if you want to, in my game, there is a mode where you take off auto run and you can swipe the mouse of the Switch 2 continuously forward and use it to aim them as you're going along. And I'm hoping we'll call that classic mode, and I'm hoping that will satisfy the hardcore Pokemon Dash players out there. Any final questions from either of you for this pitch?
No, I think so your Pokemon don't evolve, unlike John's.
No. It is the sort of key hardcore cool racing Pokemon, ones that you would imagine would be racing.
So what other benefits are there for picking your team? Do they all have special attack, unique attacks?
So like I said, it's not sort of specific. You don't have to have a fire one for this one, but you're looking at the Grand Prix. You go, okay, there's a jungle here. One of these races is set in a part of a jungle. I'm going to pick a fire Pokemon because I think I want to burn through the jungle, and there will be shortcuts depending on the type of Pokemon you have, that kind of thing. Okay, this is rocky terrain. I probably don't want to go fire type. I want to have a rock or a ground Pokemon for this one, or I want to have a water one who might be able, if it's like lots of muddy stuff, they might be able to sort of slip along a trail. There'll be like clever integration of your Pokemon types, and because it's a limited pool of Pokemon, we're probably going about 30, 40 Pokemon, not loads of them. We can each of them can have like their own way to travel through levels, right? So you have to sort of, and unfortunately it might lead to a bit of min-maxing for each Grand Prix, but it's that thing of going, each team, that's the great thing about Pokemon, right? Whatever team you pick has benefits and weaknesses against every other possible combination of Pokemon team that you pick. So picking these teams will give you different benefits on different parts of the race. And because it's a Grand Prix, you can't pick a team that's going to be perfect for every Grand Prix. You have to just do your best with the team that you have. I can't tell if Josh is acknowledging because I've forgotten that we can't see Josh.
I am nodding. I am nodding.
Well, I'm hoping that satisfies you. And there you have it. 3 ways that you can bring back Pokemon Dash. But do you like John's Pokemon Dashes? A clear and concise sequel to Pokemon Dash. A roster of 32 Pokemon, all of the starters from the games. Here, you can either use your items to gain an advantage or stack them and evolve your Pokemon into more powerful beasts to win the race. Developed by Sumo Digital. Or do you like Josh's Pokemon Dash Riders, where instead of racing Pokemon, you race atop them. Tackling land, sea, and air with a team of 3, or with special skills. These races depend entirely on the Pokemon team that you've picked. With an unlockable Pikachu jockey to boot, this is developed by Game Freak. Or do you like George's Pokemon Dashers, a fully 3D Pokemon racer with various mascots from every gen that sees players select a team of 6 to tackle various courses using their special abilities to gain the advantage, developed by Game Freak and HAL. Or do you have a better idea yourself? Let us know in the comments below. While you're there, please do like and subscribe. It will help us to grow. If you're listening on a podcast, please rate, comment and follow. And let your friends who love Nintendo know about the show. We'll be very grateful. You can find us all over on BlueSky. I'll put the links in the description. You can also join our Patreon, where we post bloopers and the Wee Wee Boys, our special podcast, which is making a triumphant return very soon. And you also get to join our Discord community, where we have lovely people chatting all about games. Free and paid members are welcome. Please join our community. We'd love to see you there. John, Josh, thank you very much for coming and talking, for ranking Pokemon, which is a daring thing to do, and talking Pokemon Dash. How are you feeling? I'm really hoping, John, I don't know about you, I'm hoping that Josh has done this entire episode, like maybe like putting on a full sort of face of clown makeup whilst doing it, or in like some sort of elaborate costume, because we would have had
Mr.
no
Mime.
idea. Yeah, he's just. Josh, are you there fully as Mr. Mime right now, or have you played it straight today?
I walked away hours ago.
This is a very sophisticated AI, Josh. That's just been tackling.
Yeah, I went to the kitchen. I took a bath. I've done all sorts.
Please let that be true. Yes, I look forward to seeing it in the edit. Can we all do a Grinch face for the exit as well? I don't think we get to see your pained Grinch face, John. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you're seeing this Grinch face, let us know. Show us your Grinch faces. Post them to us on BlueSky. Thank you very much for listening, but for now, that's game over. Goodbye.